Hello and welcome to Live Code Happy Hour for this Friday 12th, June 12th.
June 12th, my dad's birthday.
It's a 12.
Yeah. It's the 12th. Just a 12th, any old 12th. It's June 12th. It is an exciting Friday here. It's the end of the Knowledge Digital Experience Week, and let's roll right into introductions with Brad.
Hey everybody, Brad Tilton. I am a developer advocate at ServiceNow with the Developer Program. I've been developing on the platform since 2008, and yeah, I got nothing after that.
I was reading one of your articles on the community just 4 years ago, and you were still a partner, so you got that.
There are a lot of those from way back when.
Yeah. Disclaimer that says, these are my opinions. I don't speak for Accenture. Now you're Accenture. Hey, I'm Senior Developer Evangelist at ServiceNow. Was a customer for a couple of years. Since 2010, I have been at ServiceNow doing what I love.
And you just celebrated year 10 at ServiceNow.
This past Sunday was my 10-year anniversary, so that makes it.
Last show it was just shy, and now we're just after.
Thank you everybody for the well wishes on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. It's meant the world to me. I couldn't be happier being at ServiceNow for 10 years and doing what I love and getting people to share it. That's the best.
Oh, we're excited for you. And I'm Andrew Barnes, also developer advocate here at ServiceNow and the platform team, and been on the platform for over 5 years now. Not nearly as long as these other fine gentlemen, but long enough, and specialize in integrations, custom applications, and developer pipelining. So let's introduce what we're having for drinks today. I hope Brad's is got like an umbrella in it.
I should. My AC went out today, and in Texas, that's not trivial, but it's getting fixed. Anyway, I have a from the Texas Beer Company. I have a strawberry King Crackle strawberry chocolate stout. So we're gonna see how this is. I did get it very cold.
Ooh, a chocolate stout. Nice.
Yum. With strawberries. It's like dessert or something.
We'll see.
I have to be careful because I set my beer right down next to my bottle of lens cleaner. Put that over here. What I've got is New Belgium Fat Tire.
Oh, a Fat Tire. Those are
nice.
Those are good.
Got a nice haze to it. So we'll be enjoying that this afternoon.
So I've got a follow-on to the one I had a couple of weeks ago, the Edmunds Oast, and this one is a sour apricot peach.
Oh, the sound.
Sound.
Had to make this.
Had to get that in there. All right. So this is a new topic this week. So this isn't a carry on from any previous weeks. So there shouldn't be, much precursor needed other than let's describe what our problem set is today, Chuck.
Okay. I'm working on a service portal, actually a widget and a page and the whole portal. And I want to make it translation ready. I want to build that in so I don't have to come back later and go, oh, this button is in English only and this message. But there's some challenges that I've been hitting with dynamic content because things will change on the screen. And there's a couple of ways. I've been reading Dylan Lindgren's blog. I went out to serviceportal.io and I've got some idea of what we can do. And there's a number of ways we can do this. And I've had varied success with plan A and plan B, but they don't feel optimal because a lot of it is client side saying, hey, now I need a message, go do a round trip. I'd like to see if I could push as much content to the widget as I can that's static, and then have the client controller keep up to date when data changes to say, oh, you have 4 apples and 3 bananas. And if the numbers change, it goes and gets the right numbers and rebuilds that message dynamically without having to do, A plus B plus C. It's like, go use getmessage or something. Do it smartly. It's those parameters that I'm having problems with. And I'm trying to get my head around it and really hoping that somebody out there is able to go, no, you just, you're doing it wrong. I'd be perfectly content with that because that's how we all learn. But over the last week or so, I have not cracked that nut. There's something I'm missing. I reached out to Dylan. Unfortunately, he is moving this weekend. Best of luck to him. Otherwise, he'd be on here in that 4th quadrant with, sharing things on an early Saturday morning. But best of luck to you, Dylan. We appreciate everything you do on your blog, dylanlindgren.com. I should have the little desk bell that goes ding when you mention somebody's website. But we are going to be referencing that, and hopefully someone is seeing something that I'm not, or maybe this just isn't possible. I don't know. It
sounds like fun.
It's a good challenge, and I'm sure it's something that a lot of our customers need to be aware of or have grappled with, is this language independency thing. So without further delay, what do you say we do a screen share?
Let's do it.
I think I was on screen 3. Yeah, that's the one with our smiling happy faces. Let's get the Zoom window out of the way. So I have preloaded a couple of test messages in here called demo 1, 2, and 3. Demo 1 is just a static message. Demo 2 has 1 parameter in it, and demo 3 has 2 parameters in it. So I want to at least exercise. We'll start simple and go from there, see what we can do. I have also been fiddling around with a test widget that loads up the messages using straight up gs.getMessage. Now, obviously for demo 1, it's going to be great because there's no parameters. Demo 2 has the 1 parameter and demo 3 has the 2 parameters. I've also added a couple of other things up here that we can change via the client controller, whatever. For my test, I have, here is an untranslated message, and it is straight text. This is not what you want in your widgets. Here is untranslated text. Then I use the $curly brace method, which gets to the HTML and goes, hey, guess what? I need that message translated into whatever language the user has for their current session, and it will go out and do that. And if there is no translation, in which case there isn't for me, it goes and prints whatever the key is. This is typical of GS getMessage as well. It says, hey, you don't have anything in sysui message. I'm going to just print whatever's in the curly braces. So there you go. Now, this is where it gets fun. I have also put up curly brace, $curly brace demo under 1, which will show me the key. I think, no, it's doing something. I'm not sure where it's getting that from, but it's also printing out the translated stuff from the server. So this is all pre-populated. Now the trick here is, oh, here we go. When you see like your name is curly brace 0, that's what demo 2 is. Your name is curly brace 0. And then since we already did the substitution on the server, this will come back with your name is Chuck, right? Because it says, go put in the parameter. No, let's not do that. Person. Okay. Go put in the parameter data.person. And it goes, well, what's data.person? Data.person is the 0th element of data.name. Chuck, Andrew, Brad. Thought I'd keep it interesting in terms of makeup demo. Okay. Now, here's the trick. I have a button controller that's going to go get me a new name, which runs the new name function, and it cycles around the names. So watch. See the JSON down here on the bottom? Mm-hmm. That, by the way, is a very nice way to do your data debugging. in your HTML. It's like,
Oh, nice.
put her
Just-
down there.
yeah.
And it will stay live. Andrew, Brad, Chuck, Andrew, Brad, Chuck. And you can see the indexes rolling around with it. Like, great. But meanwhile, this message up here is static.
That's static. Yeah.
So I went to our friend Dylan and I found his article on translating your widgets, building multilingual service portals. And he did the first couple. He said, yeah, you can do the $curly brace thing and you can do the gs.getMessage. Then he introduces us to the I18N provider. And it has a couple of methods with it. Load message, get message, format, and you can also do this get message key with values. And I'm going, oh, okay. So format and this one actually takes some parameters. And here's how far I got. this is where the wheels fell off really fast. Okay, so let's go to new name. And as we build our message, I said data.person is now c.data. This is what's rolling around the name when I go click, 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 click. Okay. What I would like to do is rebuild let's just start simple and rebuild demo data.messages demo under 2 using the I18N controller. So I18N, don't forget, you got to have that in your client script function. I've forgotten that more times than I can count, only to go run. And it goes, no. I18N dot load message. This is the part I don't understand. If I'm trying to save myself a server call, I guess I'm going to have to do another server call to get the message. Or you know what? No. We could do that once at the top here. Right? This is like my unload section. You do this and say, I want to load the message c.data.messages, plural. Yes. Be consistent, kids. Demo under 2, because that's what the article said, right? You just need the key. No, you need the key and the value. So the key is, it could be demo 2. It could be whatever you want. I can call this Fred. This is the cool part. You can make up a new key on the client side, but I probably don't want to do that because the key should probably match what the other key is. Well, not necessarily. See, it's the same as the GS get message key. Are you guys following along?
I am following along, and it
So
shouldn't that match?
It could. So let's just, for the sake of consistency, call this demo under 2. And it's loading the value of this, which is going to have the curly brace 0 in it, into this key. It's almost like a local variable. Okay. And that by itself doesn't do us anything. But if we do a get message, which is our next thing, we load the key, simply supply below function with a key, and it will return back the translated value of that key in the current user's language, so long as it's been preloaded using the load message function above. All right, so I'm dealing with English only, so hopefully we'll have some luck with this. We do c.data. What, person? No, we already know person. We want to use that as our parameter. We want to save this in messages.demo2, right? Data messages.demo under 2 equals I18N dot get message demo under 2. We're going to hard code that for a sec. We'll be back later to take a stronger look at it. Just making sure I got my semicolons and everything in order. That should start
seems
to
reasonable now.
update this line as we click through. So let's save. And click. Nope.
No.
Click. Is anything changing? Nope.
The index is changing in person.
Yeah, the index was changing before.
But that was already happening.
C.data.messages too. And interesting. Let's have some more fun and just see what came out of that with a console log message. I don't know. What do you say? Data.messages. Do we have anybody in the chat speaking up?
No.
Darn it. All right, I need my console log and ooh, that's kind of difficult to read, but let's try that again. I know that the no. I hit Command S in the wrong place. There we go. This get is because it is trying to get something that I really don't care about right now. It doesn't matter. Click. Your name is Chuck. Click. Your name is Chuck. Okay, that's not even what I was getting last night. Put that a little bit over there. We are rotating through demo 2. Data person. Oh. You know why? Because this get message just, I really would have expected to see the curly brace 0 in there because it hasn't done the key value pair, which is you could try doing a format with message. And I'm guessing message is the output of this. Your message contains substitution placeholders. Pass the message into this function as the first parameter, and the following parameters being the values you want to put into the placeholders. It doesn't say anything about return values, though. But let's try that. Okay, so we have our message in, this really should be like var message.
Could you collapse HTML template? Just
I certainly can. Let's collapse that. And we probably don't need anything out of the server right now either. How's that?
thank you.
I can biggen the font too if you want.
No, it's just the sliding back and forth is
Good
a
point.
little hard
Yeah.
to keep context.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should really be, let's see what MSG comes out to be. Not that you want that on your food. Okay. Click, your name is Chuck. Your name is Chuck. Your name is Chuck. No fun. Okay, that didn't help.
We're never changing.
We
right?
gotta,
So line 4 loads once, and
I8
then when we're
dot,
or line 5.
what was the other format? Format message parm1 parm2. Format message c.data.person. Maybe? I don't know if that changes message in line as a, or it's going to output something else. Here, let's do this. Var message 2, because we can't spell either. Let's do console message plus 2. Yep, this is as slow as it goes, people. Message 2. Save. Console says, your name is Chuck, your name is Chuck, your name is Chuck, your name is Chuck, your name is Chuck. Okay, so this format thing, I'm not understanding. How do you get the parameter back in there? Because it appears that this is already, it's not doing the curly brace 0 thing. It doesn't offer that to me.
Get message for that.
Then there's always this get message key with value. Let's just copy that because this is fun too.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what that's returning.
Var key with value equals, we want our key is, was it not demo under 2 with values? Let's just put in c dot data dot person. I want this to change. I command the log file to give me something good. I think that actually works. Your name is Chuck. Your name is Chuck. Oh, you know, I didn't display anything here.
Log that. Yeah.
Hate it when that happens. Key with value equals. Someone's probably going, that's nice and all, but all right, load, done, clear, click. Key with value, your name is Chuck. Key with value, your name is Chuck. I don't know. It's like it's not picking up the key. It's picking up the message already. Oh, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't put in the name. Maybe we should just set up all the keys in the server script and not do the translation, the substitution part here. Maybe if we just set up a bunch of keys in c.data.messages, then we can do the parameter transformation on
the client side. Okay.
I don't know that we're ever actually changing the data object, right?
Yeah, we are, because it's being reflected in here in the HTML.
Yeah, on line 14, he's changing the data object. C.data.person is being changed right there, right?
Person is
but
changed.
Just the person. It's not changing c.data.messages.
Right. That's what we're trying to do is, okay, so you're thinking we need to update c.data.
I think you need to explicitly change.
How would we do that? Oh, that's interesting. Your name is A. Your name is B. And your name is C. Ha! Andrew Bradchuck.
ABC. Here we are.
Closer because we're passing the key as curly brace 0, and at least format, or not format. What was message 2 doing? Your name is Andrew. Your name is Brad. Your name is Chuck. Format is working. Message 2 is coming out with the right thing. Look.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Your
yeah.
name?
Andrew.
Because it says, all right, I got you the message with the get message. I formatted it. I don't know what this with key value pairs is doing because it's coming out with your name is ABC. Only like the first letter. That's not doing much good.
Yeah.
But at this point, what we should be doing is,
yeah, just nuke 20 and 21, right? Because there's nothing valuable there.
Yeah,
right?
there's no value there. I'm not sure what it would have been nice if it worked because then you could do it in one statement. And then let's take this, and we really don't need that. But if we save it back to c.data.messages.demo2, we'll lose our curly brace 0 because it'll put in a hard-coded value and we won't be able to retranslate it later. Yeah? Or not? That's an interesting thought.
Okay, I'm not sure I followed that thought.
Yeah.
Can you
Brad was
say
suggesting
it slower with smaller words? Because I don't think I followed that one.
right now, demo under 2 has curly brace 0 in it from the server. It's doing no parameter replacement.
Okay.
If we start jigging with it in the client script, we could lose that capability to do the substitution.
I mean, you do have the ability to rerun some of your server-side script, right? So you can do c.server.update from the client side of the widget or a get and rerun part of that server-side script.
Command R. I'm wondering why it's starting on index 1. Index 0, truck. Oh, because it's not displaying the initial value. Never mind. Okay, I was off by 1. Say that again, Brad.
So if we need to do the substitution on the server side, we can rerun some of that server side if we need to refresh the data object.
I don't know that I'm inclined to do a c.server.update. That seems like just, I mean, why not just have scope.newName, the client function, say, well, just go rerun that part of the client script or the server script, and we'll be done with it. I mean, you could put something into the input out. That I don't know that feels any more efficient than doing a round trip anyway, because we don't need all of these messages reloaded. We just want to tweak the one we've got, or the ones that are important to displaying a dynamic message. Okay, are we still on track here? Andrew, Brad, Chuck, Andrew, Brad, Chuck. Yay. Okay, so what your thought was, let's take this, and instead of that, let's do c.data.messages.demo under 2. See what happens. Because ultimately, that would be nice if we could get this message to be a little more dynamic. Okay, initial load. Did it save? I didn't see the save.
Yeah, I didn't see it say save either.
Save. There we go. We need the dancing dots. Saved. Okay, your name is. I click this, and it says Andrew, and it goes kaboom. Wow. Oh, message 2 is not set. This is our key, or this is our message. Messages dot demo under 2. Right? We're formatting the message with parameters. And this should be, this really don't care because the HTML will render it now. Let's not mess. All right. There. And then it's stuck. Yeah, we need the curly braces in there the whole time. Anytime you encounter the format, I think is what's doing it, saying, okay, I'm going to format it. I'm going to look for $curly brace $0, $curly brace $1, $curly brace $2. So you can't monkey with them before they get to that point, or you're going to lose that capability. They become static. I think I'm starting to understand. Oh, okay. Want to try the apples? We really need a temporary. So, you need like a template messages. This should be like the messages that come from sysui message as patterns. And then we could have our output messages object or array. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. That's not optimal. See what I'm saying? If we can't mess with data.messages demo 2 without breaking it, we still want to be able to reference it at some point. What if? No, this is. I'm trying to think and design at the same time. Data.text. There we go. This will be a new object. Ting. And into that, we are going to put the answers. You can type without extra semicolons and quotes. We'll put text demo 2. I don't know what that plus equals all about. Just saw that. And in here, we have our output. So when we start clicking, we'll see a new object with our answers. We can that leaves the templates in place. And then if you want to display those messages, you can go get them. So let's see. Click. Your name is Andrew. Your name is Brad. That would work.
There we go.
That could work. It's not optimal, but you'd have an array of text messages that you could make dynamic based on any key you wanted without disrupting the templates. So messages would be what comes out of sysui message. Ooh, should we try to be brave and see if we can get the other one going with 2 parameters?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, if we can do one, we should be able to
you
do
can do
2.
one,
right?
you can do 2.
Data.apples ++ and c.data.bananas -. Okay, we'll do something with those other 2 parameters. Then we'll go get the var. We could probably just use MSG again, right?
Andrew suggests that if you're doing it this way, that you're going to have to do a translation when you start on load.
I'm going to have to do a translation. Yes. So really, we've got the load.
But you're not calling this function until you click that button.
Yep, you're right. We should really be putting some of this into like its own little private function and then just calling that. Right? Like update text. Oops. Equals function. You know what? I'm just going to brute force it. We should have that. And then we could call update text here. For this is an update. And this would be our load. We could put this up here. Update text. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This is why
Looks
we do.
right.
Okay, let's format that up a little better. And then we loaded this into the demo2 key. This is kind of our onload section. So let's continue with that example. Copy, paste, demo3. It says, go get me that message. Although, here's where I struggle. Why do we need that message in the load message? Why does get key need that? If it's just going to be using c.data.messages, whatever, as its pattern. That doesn't seem to... All right, we'll start commenting things out once we get it working.
It's a good idea.
First get it working ugly, then get it working pretty. 18N, get message, demo 3. Did I put a 3 on the end of that second line on line 6? No. Because that would have been fun. Hi, your name is 4. And we get the demo 3 key out of whatever load message did. Could... I don't think my understanding is complete yet. Data.text.demo under 3 equals I18N dot format c.data.messages.demo under 3 c.data.apples c.data.bananas.
Bananas.
I don't know if that's supposed to be an array or just comma separated, because with gs.getMessage, it's supposed to be an array. We'll find out. Okay, save. Ew, something blew up in our face. I can't even read that.
Update text is not defined.
Update text is not defined. Sure it is. Whoops. Good thing I saved. I gestured backwards. Server script, client script. Update text equals function. Do I have a scoping issue here somewhere? Right, you're the one that said it looked okay.
Can't blame me.
Really, I have a lot of times put little functions in that are called all over the other functions.
See.
Shouldn't need to make a provider at this point. Is that what it's barfing on? Translator text test. Update text is not defined. Sure enough. Update text is not defined. It's not a typo, is it? We'll just do the old copy paste here just to see what happens. Anybody? Anybody? Oh yeah, missing a var update text. Generally I don't put those into that, but okay. Andrew, I'm going to go with your idea. Nope. Clear the log. Do it one more time. Save. No, not that save. If you have your cursor, your focus in the console window, save wants to save the screen. You gotta have it in some code. Okay, it won't even work in the preview window.
We got a message that update text is outside the scope
Of
your function above. So
Is that right? No.
not supposed to be outside of the line
so it
one.
should be outside of.
It's definitely outside of
Yeah.
this, because here we can match the parentheses. There, 24 is matched with 10.
Okay.
Now we're getting into syntax checking. This is my least favorite way to go.
So generally when I see...
All right,
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Oh, I haven't. No, that's matched. I thought maybe it was a mismatched curly brace, but that would have been a bigger kaboom. All right, let's just do this for lack of time.
Yep. Put it down at the end.
Let's just there. Goodbye, update text. We'll worry about you later in some other lifetime. We're just going to have copy and paste, which I learned from a conversation with David Liu not too long ago. He said one of Fred Luddy's cardinal sins was copy and paste. He said, if you copy and paste, you're fired. You're not thinking objectively. So I would have just got fired from Fred's development team.
I mean,
Right.
I would get fired every day because I copy and paste everything.
Well, it's okay if you're starting with something and then modifying and going, okay, that doesn't work. But if you had the same code in a lot of places in the platform.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not my kind of copy and pasting. I mean, like, I'm
Right.
copying field names because I won't type them. I
Exactly.
copy them and I paste them.
This would have been a fireable offense. I just copied the same problem into two places potentially. Okay, we've got our text says 10 apples, 5 bananas. Initially, it's correct. 11 and 4. Hey, things are kind of working. We just got to figure out what's up with that function. All right, now here's the part that I want to know about. What good is load message doing us at this point? Is it just setting up this key that getMessage is using? Or maybe that was my question. What good is getMessage doing? How are these hitched together? Because this feels like it's because I'm passing format a message that's already got the keys in it. Or is my key actually...
And I think Dylan tried to spell that out in his blog, but I didn't read it.
So it says use load message to load the message into the client side i18n provider. I get that. That's kind of like your GS get message. Then it says use get message to get the key, but you've already see the key. That's, oh wait, you're setting up a key, then you're using this key. You're using this message. This is the part that feels a little funny. Because isn't the value here the same as the message here?
Feels like that's how we're using it.
It is. This is coming from c.data.messages.demo under 2. And this is also using c.data. Because we haven't changed anything. That's what feels a little redundant to me. We're using c.data messages demo 2 as our value.
Because I thought the load messages from reading that was that we're prefetching this stuff. And then the get message is actually like acquiring it from our library, already retrieved client side bucket in making it available to me as an individual.
So I could potentially do without the server side stuff, without preloading data.messages. If I had the patterns already loaded up in here. I'm trying to figure out why this feels so dang redundant.
Yeah, I don't think you need data.messages on the server side script. I think that is correct. Like,
okay, if we do without that, let's try that. I'm not sure what just happened here.
What did happen?
Collapsed. I didn't know you could collapse. That's neat.
I didn't either.
I think you collapse blocks like this.
It's like it still goes 10-11.
Yeah, it's just the stuff between the brackets, right? Which happens to only be one line.
I suppose because you could have an array that spans lots and lots of lines. That's funny. Okay, if we don't have that, then we can't reference it here.
Right.
Yeah.
We would have to use the pattern itself. Like your name is. Maybe. Maybe. Try that.
Sure.
Okay, this will be the value. Ding. No. That would save us. I don't know that would save us a whole lot because I still prefer.
I don't think it's saving us anything, but
no,
I still is less.
It in sysui message so you can send it off to a translation service. And then now we get down to format, and format wants to format the message. Wouldn't message be the output of get message? That's what I'm missing here. Is there needs to be some return values on this thing, Dylan.
So why don't you see what? Take a look at what you get from getMessage and see if you need to format it.
Console.log. Like that.
Yeah, like just see what it is.
We're probably going to
throw an extra parentheses on it,
message.
and go ahead and give us back the server side script part, and because
You did not actually give us an extra parentheses on the end.
Yeah.
Close enough.
And we're referencing that.
We had another explosion.
The server side stuff still.
Oh, you want this back?
Yeah. And probably line 5 in the client script back.
Line 5. You mean with the c.data.messages again?
Yeah.
All right. Because that didn't.
I want to just change one thing at a time.
Oh, so
where's the fun in that?
All right, we're back to where we were.
Yeah.
Click, click, click. And you wanted to see what the output was?
Yeah, I wanted to see what's different between the output of getMessage and the output of format.
We have a console.log that spit out demo 3, and it says the output is curly brace apples and curly brace bananas.
And then what do I get from the formatter that's different?
Formatter does the parameter substitution.
Oh, okay.
So we don't.
Yeah, so it's filling in the values of.
This is redundant. I could, and probably should. I don't. That's a terrible word, but we said D3 here. We're getting back effectively the same thing as we already.
Right. So we don't have to retrieve it from c.data again. We already have it.
Which I kind of like retrieving from c.data. That. And save. And we get curly brace bananas. Oh, that was the console message from before, I think. So we go click, click. Still seems to be working. I don't know if we improved anything or made a major difference in the universe, but it's just me.
And so is the getMessage, I feel, is the getMessage needed as well? So load message, getMessage, and format message.
This loads up almost like a local key to the client.
Right.
It says you have a key called demo 2. The getMessage, what does the getMessage do? Because we've already got that here. All right, let's try it. Why not? Why not? What is the initial value of this? Demo under 2.
Okay. So without that, it doesn't actually.
That doesn't. Not very happy. Okay, until you.
But
no, it's because we got into this. Into the rolling function.
Oh, because we have it down there on 27. That makes sense.
Interesting. They have to go together, but it doesn't feel like it's a very efficient way to put this all together. Oh, wait a minute. We undid Brad's 2 things at once thing. We should not have monkeyed with demo 2. We should have done demo 3. No, because that would capture then the variable be undefined. Yeah. Okay. No, we did that right. Huh. But you only have to do load message once.
Yep.
You have to do get message multiple times. Ooh, let's try that. Let's go into the loop and.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
I mean, format makes sense. I'm doing parameter substitutions all day and all night. Look at that. So get message.
Okay.
And get message isn't even storing anything. It's just sort of there.
It's just available.
It's like
once I've executed it.
You could do that, and you could do.
So I could have a nice starter block that loaded a series of messages and did a get message for those series of messages that I loaded, and then they'd be available for
Right. Oh,
whatever I needed.
wait a minute. We've been still using the old pattern down here. We're not done yet with this crazy mystery. This should be using our key. Let's see if the key has the right scope, as it were. Okay. We're just trying to clean it up and make sense because
Well,
I
it's
know.
probably not DEMO.
Hmm?
Oh, no, it is. I got confused.
No,
It's fine.
no, you got to have a get
Ignore
message
me.
right next to your format, apparently. Because this demo 2 key is not aware of the load message that it did up here. Interesting.
Really?
Interesting. That was disappointing.
But it worked when you passed in.
I was using the data.messages pattern.
Oh.
So let's see what happens.
Which has loaded that.
He's
Okay.
back. We are 45 minutes in. We're still learning. This is a good day.
Well, until I die, I'm gonna keep trying to
I
learn.
really want to. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I'm still confused. You have to have a load message and a get message and a format to make this all work? That's not fair.
What? No. What? Why did?
Watch, if I reload, it comes up and it says, oh, why is data.text wrong here? Uh-oh, we broke something initially. I thought it was broken in the iteration. Our unload is out of whack. This is not making sense. We have a load message, we have a get message, and we have a format. And that is not working right now because our object is not being initially loaded with good text, being loaded with keys. What are these keys for? It doesn't seem to have any purpose. Let's go back to the way things were. We had, now this is where I go, how did we make it work before? Rewind the video.
Yeah. So the way we made it work before is we just referenced the get message that the server had done.
Demo under 2. Did that work? That works.
So where could we change it?
Again, it feels really redundant. Like,
If
why?
we have to do the get message from the server script, then why do we need the load message?
Exactly. If it's loading a pattern into this key and that key is being used for this get message, this feels totally redundant to this. But apparently, well, now wait a minute. Let's keep going. Do we need them? Let's comment out the load message and the get message and see what happens to our old friend format. Because he doesn't have a key.
Your name is Chuck.
I think I'm hereby officially deprecating load message and get message and just using format. Let's try down here. Comment that out. It feels better. You're only getting the pattern once and you're only doing the substitution once. Messages, that demo 2. Okay. Your name is Chuck. Your name is Andrew. Your name is Brad. I think that's our minimum viable product. It's just use get message to load up your objects and then use those as the patterns with the parameters you want to substitute with format.
Yeah.
I'm finding no value in load message and get message. Someone might want,
and that just means that I don't understand what their purpose is then, right? Because if they don't appear to be necessary, then I'm probably not understanding because we didn't make it. Whoever made load message didn't make it not to be used.
I'm not sure what do we got in the comments? Andrew says, I reckon at this point, I just update the data object and reload the server side, skip the whole client side translation. No, that's what Jace feels extra confused. Oh man, then we really won. I don't know about you, but I'd call this success. We've kind of figured out what we need and what we don't need to make this actually translate on the fly with parameters.
I mean, Jace, if someone put it in there just to confuse me, then they have succeeded. My hat's off to them, because I don't know why we need that if it doesn't appear to be necessary.
I don't find it necessary. That was kind of the whole crux is first, let's make it work. And then why does this feel so redundant? Because it actually is.
Yeah, because the format part seems, and
now
I'm gonna have to dive into what the load message is actually doing.
You know what I didn't check up here?
That's funny, Jace. You actually made me laugh, sir. That was good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ask the docs team. So this needs to be changed from c.data.messages to c.data.text. And then we will get our dynamic HTML. No? Oh, that's interesting.
We were so close.
My banner is in the way. Let me turn that off. Where is it? It's that one. That one. Hide label. Your name is Brad. Text demo 2. Oh, well, that was demo 1. Never mind. Demo 2, c.data messages, demo 2. We want to change that to text. That is messages. Save. I want to see the HTML update, not just the JSON debugging stuff. Your name is Chuck, Andrew, Brad. It still doesn't feel that pleasant to have two sets of objects, one for the patterns and one for the output, but I can live with it.
But I can live with it. Yeah. I can live with that.
If someone has an explanation of what...
Yeah. And if you come around later and you're watching this and you're like, oh, I know exactly what they needed and why they were silly, please put a comment on the YouTube or send an email right over to me at andrew.barnes@servicenow.com. And we'll update the comment, the description on the video, and maybe even write a detailed blog post about it, because this definitely could use some illumination, I think.
Agreed.
Sounds like you need a script search. That is the answer to many questions there, Andrew, which is, I don't understand how this API works. Let me go look how other people have used this API. Your code searching on the platform is a very powerful tool for that. Let's go see how someone else used this API, which might also be old you who understood it.
I've had that happen. There's code that I wrote and went, I don't know if I was smoking something good, had a really good imagination, or was really smart that day, but I don't understand this anymore.
All right. Well, that feels like a little bit of victory there, Chuck. Is there anything else that you want to tweak real quick before we wrap up here?
No, only to mention that I did engage one of our developers about the YouTube header thing, and it turns out that it might be the YouTube API. We were trying that whole API key thing that I mentioned last time. It working out a YouTube spoke, and I need an API key credential. I'm not doing OAuth. I'm doing the API key, because that's often how applications talk to applications. And I was doing the /video API, and it wasn't working. He said, oh, it works on channels. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So we may have more variables at play than we thought originally. It might not be our REST step doing something it shouldn't. It might be YouTube being inconsistent, but we haven't run into that before, have we?
Yeah, so we could drop out a share.
We could drop out a share. Where's my sharing thing? Let's get out of there. All right.
There we go.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us and playing along with what's going on here.
Log this, log that. What is this doing?
I do like that little JSON, put a pre-tag around.
That is a excellent debugging step right there. It lowers the need for log entries.
You know how I learned that? I did a voiceover for the widget debugging, the service portal debugging video that's on the ServiceNow support channel. They had like 4, 5, 6 different topics. There was console log in the server. There was console log in the client. And then they had this you can debug in the HTML. I'm like, that's really nice. And it's formatted. I'm going there. So right now I'm writing a number of widgets and they all have these big, ugly JSON things on the hanging off the bottom. But it's like, I can see exactly what I want to see.
Yeah, that's great suggestion. And just debugging in general in the platform. Those what we suggested already, which was do a code search. So fire up Studio and click in the top right code search and do a code search for the API that you're looking for. That will reveal other application files in the system that are already leveraging that, and you can see from their context. And even usually you can align with an application file of the same type. So if you're working on a script include, look in script includes that are doing that. If you're working on a business rule, look in business rules that are doing that. Just so you can get as close to an example as possible. And then when you're doing server-side debugging, don't forget those breakpoints that are there that you can click on and start doing script debugging if you're doing anything asynchronously or synchronously, not asynchronously, because it doesn't work for that.
Yeah, the script debugger has really been a great boon to shortening the debug cycle. Asynchronously, like you said, still takes a little bit of elbow grease.
Yeah, so usually what happens with an async thing is I'll just try and invoke it synchronously. So that might mean substituting it somewhere else and invoking it with some parameters sent to it, calling it from the background script area. Like there's some ways to invoke code synchronously that is typically async, but yeah, it's a big boon. Seeing being able to step through and see what is affecting your objects, and which thing, which business rule is touching them is really powerful.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Thank you, Chuck. Let us go back around the horn and oh wait, Brad, did you have something you wanted to share first before we rate our beers?
I don't think so.
All right. Well then, you shall share your beer rating.
I will. So my King Crackle Strawberry Stout was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 4.
A 4. That's I was a little like I wasn't sure looking at the label like that I was gonna get that high.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about it, but it was pretty good.
I like a surprise under the wrapper. So, and you, Chuck, how was your beverage of choice today?
Fat Tire from New Belgium.
Fat Tire's like a 4.25 for me, I think.
I would agree. This is a 4.25. Nice, easy going. It's summertime, nice and hot out here in Phoenix. That would taste good. I still got to go get me some Radlers.
It's pretty hot here in North Carolina too. Not either of yours, either of your hots, but it's pretty hot for us. This sour apricot peach that I have from Charleston, South Carolina, is pretty tasty. This brewery has got that they're now on my list of good things. That might be a 4.5.
Wow.
It's leaning there. This is fantastic. I would drink this any day. So I'm landing 4.5. We hit a little victory. It was a little rough, but we hit a little victory. That lands a 4.5. I think we've wrapped up. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. Those of you that did, we really appreciate all the engagement, and thank you for participating in the knowledge experience. We recently released over the past 3 days a series of blogs on the developer site, developer.servicenow.com/blog.do, for mobile, Now Experience, Flow Designer, and Virtual Agent. the content that we thought should be highlighted for those 4 big topic areas um, in the Knowledge 20 um, experience. So most of, there's some breakouts in there, and there's some demos and some workshops. There's a variety of different content for those 4 big platform areas that we thought we'd highlight. Those areas and some of the content within those. Anything else to share before we say goodbye for another wonderful week?
We've got a Tech Now on the 23rd with Michael Slobodnik showing Flow Designer and Integration Hub, all the things that have come along in Madrid, New York, Orlando, because we haven't talked about a lot of that stuff in a while. So he's going to spotlight those and do some demos. So join us for that. bit.ly/TN76REG. Go register for Tech Now 76 over there. Look forward to seeing you.
Awesome. And anything from you, Brad?
Not today. Thanks, everybody.
Not today. All right. Well, have a great weekend. And if you're seeing this later, I hope you have enjoyed the show. And we'll see you next time, next Friday, usual time, usual place. Bye, everybody.
Take care.